Old Spy, watching the pre-market. Site's kind of just settling about a point below where it closed yesterday. Very interesting. We talked about this yesterday too. I came in the chat too. I don't know what the heck time. I think it was right around here when it started bouncing off the bottom of the 68.3. Or actually, that's the top of the 68.3. Sorry. Or wait a minute. No, it's not. Yeah, it's the bottom of the 68.3. Then I was looking at some other stuff, and there was, the sell pressure was non-existent. I was like, yeah, this is going to float at least up to there. But we got this new weekly range down here. I mean, we got a test right at the beginning of the day. Right at the beginning of the day, we got a little test. Not fully. Close enough, though. We're going to have to see if it wants some of this, though. There's a lot of liquidity in here from last week, so in my opinion, I'll buy too. So if it does come down into this area, we're going to get a nice little rocket ship out of here. Go over here on SPY. Actually, yeah, let's see how this 90-minute closed. Yeah, that Z-score is way up. With a, yeah, A lot of bear div. A lot of bear div. The predictor's still to the top side. Low length fissures pulled back. There is no div on the DLP. That's always good. Entropy percentile is contracting. Looked like volatility was starting to expand, positively correlated. That's good stuff. So what do? I'm going to go to the 45. Yeah, volatility's low, positively correlated. We got bear div there too, though. DLP bear div on the 45. That 15 closed bear div. Yeah, bear div on everything too. Which, that's no surprise. It's no surprise we're having a little drawback here pre-market, but like I said, it's a point. That's all it is. Would not surprise me at all. So where are we going to get a daily range at? Well, this is good, right? We're above it. We're above it, so it's going to give a nice spot that this data set can come down and test the waters, some might say. See what's happening down in that area. But we're close. It's close to it. It's literally top side of the range. I mean, top side of the range is probably 428. So we're just barely above it. That's all good. But I was looking to see if we were going to have more of a little pullback here pre-market. And this is usually the time, right? I mean, 9 o'clock, an open half hour. Seems pretty steady right there. Keep an eye on it though, here when the market opens. So let's pop on BTC and see how it is reacting. It's been in the weekly range all day, right? At the beginning of the day, opened up, came down, messing around. This is the entire weekly range right here. You can see we had a rejection off the top side of the 68.3 Laplace distribution range. And what did it end up doing? Right here, we got a nice bounce off the bottom of the weekly. Shot it right up to where? Top of the weekly. Then where did we drop to? 68.3 on the daily. Got a wick below the bottom of the weekly. So I love looking at this chart. And you can tell by wicks, candle closes. I mean, these areas are respected. Gives you a good idea what's going on, especially when you're reading the other charts. You're looking at the entropy. You're looking to see if there's any divs on these low time frames. You know, you get up, when you get to areas like this, you know, within the distribution, within this volatility range, especially when you get to the 68.3 Laplace, you're looking for divergence, right? You're looking for divergence down here. You know, and you literally got people that aren't using the correct tool bag and trying to trade these moves. Look at these moves on these 15 minutes. I mean, this is just wrecking people trying to trade this. If you're attempting to trade this and you do not know what you're doing, you're using RSI, stochastics, whatever you're doing, chances are you're getting wrecked if you're not chipping away and cleaning up the crumbs, right? I pride myself on that. There's billions of dollars of liquidity in these crumbs. That's why we're down here on the 5-minute trading, down here on the 1-minute trading, because there's a lot to sweep up. These algos, right? Big chomping machines. They leave these crumbs laying around everywhere. We're going to pick them up. We are going to pick them up. The only way to do that is to take profit. And to be able to take profit, you have to have a good entry. How are you going to find a good entry in this crazy market? How are you finding entries in this, right? Is there profit right here? There's a lot of profit right here. If you can just grab it, right? Many trades. So you need to have the right tool bag. To get the good entries, you have to understand where price action is in the distribution. You got to know where the volatility ranges are. If you really think about it, most traders out there, you're just blind. You're blind, right? For sure. It's like you're going to work, right? I don't know. You're digging a well today, and you bring your freaking your plastic pail and your plastic shovel from the beach that your kids were using the day before. You're going to dig the well with that crap. So, got to have the right tools. We have the right tools. Yes, we do. Now, are these tools easy to learn how to use? No. But I'll tell you what, it's a lot easier than continuing to make deposits into your trading account. I can guarantee you that. It's a lot easier. But a lot of people out here always have to be in a trade. Goodness gracious. Crazy, right? I've been there. It's not a healthy space to be. You do not always have to be in a trade. In fact, if you are a professional trader, dude, there has to be balance, right? Between your work life and your personal life. If there's not balance, you're going to fall into a deep dark hole. It's not a fun place to be. It'll start to affect the other areas of your life if you're doing nothing but sitting in front of these monitors. So you set apart a time. Now us in America, it's perfect, right? Because these traditional markets are highly correlated with crypto right now. Some crypto, a lot of the big cryptos, right? The blue chippers. BTC's the king, but you got other blue chippers. And most of them are correlated with the BTC. So that's good stuff. But that's why, 9 to 3, 9 to 4. Keep it simple. Hell, 5 hours, 9 to 2. Trust me, 5 hours of intense trading on the 5-minute and 1-minute, you're ready to stop, right? And then you're looking at the total destruction you've done today, right? Just gobbling up retail traders. So it's fun stuff. And we use these indicators to recognize what's going on with the returns, because the algos sure are. It's evident in the charts. It's evident in these moves. So if you can just recognize what's going on in these markets, if you can recognize what the big liquidity is doing, pushing these markets around, you're set up. You're ready to go. But at the same time, you're down here on the 5-minute, the 1-minute. You got to take your profit, You just have to. Boy, there was some good trades. I'll tell you what, overnight, I mean, we've been kind of going sideways pretty much since literally like midnight. But I'll tell you what, oh hell, that SPY. Let me go over to BTC. Goodness gracious. I was like, what is this I'm looking at? This is not the BTC chart. Now look at this 5-minute chart. Good stuff. Real good stuff. Holy crap, a Rooney. I mean, if you're talking about the entire day, I mean, you're looking at it right here. So let's see. 06, 12, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, here we are. I mean, look at these nice moves. Boom, 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 boom. Boop, 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 boop. A lot of good trades. A lot of good trades. So if you're a night person, say you have a full-time job, you can't trade during the day. Hell, come home, trade for a couple hours. Right? Good stuff. That's what's great about the crypto market. Never stops, 24/7. Literally dropped off a cliff on BTC from about almost a 75 percentile to a 0. The predictors to the top side as it's heading back into randomness. Let's see here. Any div? There's definitely hidden bull div on the Fisher. That's it though. Everything else is real clean on the top side too. Actually, no, it's not. Right now, returns oscillator is starting to set up hidden bear. Right? You can see, look at the returns oscillator rejecting off this 2SD band right here. It doesn't have to, but it is right now. And there is hidden bear. All right? See the weight on that wick right there. And with that volatility low like that, you're seeing that divergence. I'm looking for outliers, right? Look at the variance. Variance is chilling, not doing anything. Volatility's at zeros. So you're patient right here. You don't have to get the whole move. You do not have to get the whole move. We're looking to pick up little bits of profit with every little trade. Boom, 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 boom. That's what we're going for. Let's see what we're looking like here. Yeah, the daily. I mean, we are right on the reverse mean right now. Right on it. And when this day closes, I talked about this last night, but we are going to close below the reverse mean. So tomorrow, when this daily close happens, I'm going to be interested. I want to see what's going to happen. You can see the entropy, right? Not a lot going on the daily at all. No trend whatsoever. Back here was the last trend. And that moved down from like 31. Let me reload this. Take a peek at this weekly. Dun, 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 dun. There it is. And here we are, right in this little trough. We're still above the reverse mean on the weekly. That's what we've been talking about the whole time. And you got all those deniers, right? Your other places talking about the distribution, talking about mean reversion, the returns, not price action. Price action follows the returns. The returns do what the returns do. They mean revert. We see it time and time and time again. And so when you're this far away from the mean, the alpha traders are talking about mean reversion and where price action's heading, people that are hearing you, they get lost in all this noise. Look at these wicks, right? Pretty volatile over these weeks. And they're just like, yeah, they don't know what they're talking about. Blah, blah, blah. Where are we? What happened? Right? When we're down here at 17.5, 18, under 20K, everybody's just losing their minds. Like, mean reversion happens. It's coming. It's definitely coming. And over the next 2 months, just a little slow burn, right back up, mean reversion. And I've been talking. I want to see what's going to happen now. We're going to reject here. We're going to drop back below and continue this downslide. And then mean revert again over here somewhere. Who knows? We're going to stay above. We're going to have a little pump. Open up next week's candle above again. Maybe ride the mean up a little bit. All right, turn this thing around. So I'm on the weekly. Boop. Z-score still moving strong. Been talking about, right? This was setting up hidden bear on the returns oscillator. Look at the returns oscillator where it's at right now, right? Did price action follow? It's not. I mean, it's just been walking up, right? This is a bit of a bullish reset. DLP, nice, smooth transition here, moving towards the top side. And the predictor on the weekly, still to the top side. Volatility only at an 8%. The 981 as well is at 8%. Then you got the 2400 at about a 25. That's good stuff. Now, wait a minute here. Was that on the daily? I was seeing that. What time frame was that on? Give me a second here. Boy, I thought it was the weekly, but it's not. The 3-day? 2-day? Is it the 4-hour? Dab nabbit? Was it SPY? Hold on. Yes. And boy, it kicked down the day. No, it wasn't SPY either. What in the heck? Thought it was BTC, but what damn time frame? I thought it was the weekly. There was a time frame. So if you ever see like, wait a minute, 90. Yeah, it was the 90-minute, I'm pretty sure. When we had this volatility, yeah, I was looking at it yesterday afternoon. And when you see volatility on the low length crushed like this, and then you've got the higher length ones hanging high still, you know what? I don't know if it was even the 90. Was it back here I was looking? Because I know the volatility was totally crashed. Anyway, when you've got the other high lengths and the volatility is still up above like 75%, and you've got the low length totally crushed, be looking for a move. Be looking for the move. The higher lengths are telling you, hey, volatility's still expanded. Just on these lower lengths, right? We had a drop off. So usually you will get a nice move. Yep, that's where I was going with all that. Just trying to remember what damn time frame that was. I don't think I'm gonna find it. And who knows? I was looking at Solana yesterday and Cardano, and can sit here and just fiddle through all of them looking. Let's see. One more peek at this 4-hour. I mean, boy, it's setting up a little bit of bull div right now. If this bounces off the zero mean, we got some bull div. See what happens at the close of this 4-hour candle. Because you can look at the Z-score. Z-score is turning up. Volatility on the 4-hour, zeros. On the 525 length. Excuse me. 0, 0, 0. Positively correlated. Okay, what's SPY doing? Drop any more? Go back over here. So we are getting closer. Yep, just hanging right there. Just hanging right there. Which is good. Because I was definitely saying to myself, this thing could pre-market gap down. Could do it big time. Down to the weekly 4 points or something, but it definitely has not done that. That is definitely a sign of strength, in my opinion, in these markets. And the daily is still having an outlier. In the end, there's no div. There's no div on the daily. Fishers are strong, predictors good, volatility is the correlation's starting to slope down, contracting. That was the end of yesterday. I want to see what happens with this correlation when this market opens in 10 minutes. They are scrambling. The Weekly Z-score is having an outlier. Yes, it is. And the DLP, right? Finally made its way back up to the top side. And this is a good thing. Like on this whole on this run up, right? On this entire run up to these all-time highs. Look at the Z-score the whole time. Just down, 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 sloping down, right? Just a ton of bear div. Ton of bear div. Look at the DLP. Long-term time series. Ton of bear div. All right, and finally, boom. All right, top was in. Down. Now, I mean, look at this. Look at this weekly SPY chart. Gives you a little hope, doesn't it? That's a nice looking V bottom down here. Nice looking indeed. I mean, it's not COVID-esque. Did I just make up a new word? It's not COVID-esque, like that sweet pea right there. Jesus. We're going to the dungeon. No, we're not. We're going to all-time highs, baby. That's where we're heading. So yeah, I'll tell you what, man. These traditional markets look pretty damn healthy. Pretty damn healthy indeed. For all the selling that went on, pretty resilient. Pretty resilient indeed. Look at the fissures on the weekly. Real nice. So what are we looking for now? Well, from the last top of the returns oscillator here, there's no div. Right? There is no div. From the point back here, no div. This is returns oscillator set up good. You get a bounce right here. We could see a nice extended move. Just the way these fissures look. And the DLP finally broke back to the top side. The predictor, look at the entropy starting to drop in the trend. 3-day trending entropy. Again, the fissures. Again, DLP. Again, we're right around the zero mean. Is there divergence? Now, it's definitely building on the 3-day. Right? There's no top on price action, so there's no divergence. Building though, because we got lower highs here, higher highs over here. Actually, just recently though, to be honest, just this last one, that it's building. You know what? And that was on a reset here too. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna call FUD on that and say this returns oscillator turns back up to the top side and cancels all that out. What's wrong, girl? What you over here whining about? You all right? You want out? Go out. Play for 3. Got the neighbor dogs visiting. Big happy community. All right. Yeah, all the reads I'm getting off SPY. Now then you go to the 2-day. Now this is some bear div. All right, but the fissures are so strong. But then you've got the Z-score high. I did not notice this. I'll tell you what, man, SPY has got a move coming. 2-day volatility at 0. The predictor still to the top side. The 981, 0. Right? So you've got the 525 and the 981 printing zeros right now. Printing zeros. Look at volatility grade. What's it printing? Zeros. Right? So you got volatility grade at 0. 981 at 0. 525 at 0. Entropy trending. Fissures very strong. But you do on the returns oscillator. You got a lot of bear div. So what do you want to see here? You want to see a move. You want to see this returns oscillator back up here at the 2SD band. But we all know what happens with these Z-scores, right? When they get up into these confidence intervals, do they stay long? No. Most of the times, immediately they get out of there. Right? We're having a little bit of wiggle. We're wiggling around up here on this 2-day. Time is it? We've got 6 minutes. 6 minutes until open. Yeah. To be continued here very shortly. Let's take a peek at overall markets. Oh, wow. Wow, what hell? Oil had a rough one yesterday, down. Obviously, that's what we want to see. I got to check this out. You know what? Let's go on the VRE. First, let me kick this back on the BTC. Boop. Let's look at oil real quick. Go down. Drop my diesel prices, you scumbag thieves. Yeah, man.
Yeah, need to roll some coal, bro. Need to roll some coal.
Rolling coal. So look at oil. Oil gets its new weekly range. Pretty damn tight. Woo! Dropped down below the center. And then you got 4 15-minute candles there. Had a big old rejection. Bam, bam. Look at it right now. Dumping out. Right on this day. It's below the week. This is what we want to see. If you're a fan of cheap gas prices, drop, you some bitch. You crooks. All right, SPY open. Let's get back over here. Let me see what's happening here.
Rip the futures rate up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. So, yeah, opened up right on the weekly range, right where I thought it was going to be. It's very tight. Nice, tight little weekly range. Or, I mean, Jesus, daily range, sorry. Nice, tight little daily range. Although, yeah, the top's right under it. It's not as tight as I thought. But it's, I mean, got probably 0.25%. So, in the end, yes, it is tight. But boy, it's a resilient little booger. Yes, it is. Like I said yesterday, I mean, did the data set get into the meat of that weekly range? No. Did it get close enough to testing the top of that? Yes, it did. Today's going to be interesting because I would imagine, and I just went over all those macro charts, and SPY's data set in general just looks ridiculously strong right now. So today would be the day, in my opinion, if we're going to get down in here and test the meat of this. There's a lot of liquidity right in here. A lot of buy liquidity, in my opinion. So if it does drop into here, you're going to probably see a rocket ship out of there. But the way it's acting right now, I mean, it tried to drop pre-market, only dropped a point. And then immediately it's trying to move to the top side. But we already looked. We got oil crashing. Good. Yeah, so SPY's doing pretty much exactly, and you'll probably see a turnaround on BTC, obviously. Why? They're correlated. What's correlation? Well, wouldn't you like to know? It blows my mind that more people don't talk about it, but it's foreign. Very foreign. Everything we do is foreign to most people, which is fine with us. That's what we want. Hell, the more foreign we are and correct, the more liquidity there is on the other side of our trades. And then we got old BTC just dicking around here in the weekly range. It's been really calm since midnight, right? Right around midnight, 1 in the morning, we got this test at the 68.3 down here. Slowly just walked its way back up to the top side of the weekly, at the center of the weekly. Now this recent 15-minute candle, whoop, rejected right off the center of the weekly. But this is what's been going on, right? We get in these areas, especially these Laplace distribution areas and stuff, especially this new weekly range. I mean, look how we got a nice bounce off there. The sellers came in. Whoa, what just happened? No, 15 minute. There we go. The sellers came in, but man, this weekly range, there's a lot of buying going on in here. It's just building up. I mean, there could be a lot of accumulation going on. I mean, we're talking about a 15-minute chart, right? If you're talking about accumulation and distribution and stuff, you really got to know what you're looking at with these charts. And everybody knows what I think. I mean, I think totally opposite things than most people think about distribution and whatnot, right? So let's see, what we gonna do? I'm still looking to see if anything's sticking out. Are there any outliers? Really? Does it really have to be fucking doggy coin to be the outlier? God save us all. It's up 15%.
Mhm.
Dogecoin's gonna bring us out of the bear. Let's go, Dogecoin. Yeah, I mean, Dogecoin's leading the crypto market right now. God, that just makes me gross. That's where we're at. Meme coin. Meme coin's leading the way. Let's go. Gotta love
It
crypto.
made me good money, bro. It made me good money. That's the problem. That's I can't
Yeah,
shit
man.
on it.
I thought I was seeing shit. I thought it was like the longs and shorts or something. Nah, that's Dogecoin. Back up to almost 9 cents. I was praying for that little shitter to go back to a penny or even lower. I was going to buy some of that crap.
Yeah.
Or
They're
you could.
looking.
I know a few people. I'm not going to mention any names that bought Doge at the top. Called me and said, "Oh, I bought." I think a couple $1,000s or something.
What?
Want to know? Well, should I sell? It's like, where'd you buy? And you're asking me if you should sell. No, you shouldn't. Just sit on it. Hey, it's an investment now. Just sit on it. One day, Dogecoin will like a phoenix out of the ashes.
Mhm.
I mean, haven't you seen the future? Dogecoin is the currency of the United States in the year 2030.
Unbound.
Yeah. Elon Musk is president. Oh boy. The White House is now a launch pad space station. All right, let's see here.
With names, with kids with names like VIN numbers running around the front lawn.
Yeah. Oh, I just read Yasha. Yeah, it's true, Yasha. That's one of the best movies ever, too. That's a great part. They're all dancing in the fairway and shit. Who did not? Who did not? I mean, I would just look at Rodney Dangerfield and start laughing. He don't even have to talk. He's just funny. Funny, funny, funny. So let's see. Who we got in here? No, we lost P Funk. Yeah, well, he's working. Shit, he's trading. That's good. Yeah, what are you doing in here? Go make Alpha Trader look good. Anybody got any questions? Look at all. Got a nice little 6-pack going on in here. The regulars. The regulars.
Oh, he's getting his voice correct.
Yeah. Well, let me see. What can we peek at here? What can we peek at? And this doesn't surprise me either. I mean, right? We got this little pump up above the weekly 68.3, but it's pulled back. I mean, if you look at where in this reverse mean where we're at, we're in the Marianas Trench right here. It's the deepest spot on Earth at the moment. So, what's it gonna do? We're gonna launch up out of here? Or are we gonna get to the downside? I'll tell you, at the end of the week, we are below the mean. If we don't get about a 1SD move, if we're not up around 26K by the end of this week, we're going to open up on the other side here. You can see, let's see. Yeah, about 25. Let's just say 25. If we don't close this week above 25, this next weekly candle is going to open up below the reverse mean. Could it reject there? Sure could. Surely could. Especially you get a quick wick up to the 68.3 and then it rejects. That's a warning sign that it's going to go back to the bottom side. Vice versa, we open up and we go down and find support on the 68.3 on that weekly and then bounce from there. That's a good sign for a move to the top side, in my opinion. But this whole move up, shaky as it may be, you can tell by the wicks, a lot of uncertainty in there. Just wrecking people, wrecking traders. But predictors still to the top side. While entropy is going back into randomness next week, it could fully be random. Entropy percentile could be Zippo. And if that entropy turns down over the next few weeks and the predictor stays at the top side and we start trending again, nice. We could see a nice move. All right. We could see a nice move. The last time we really went into trend to the top side was back here, right? Like 10.5 all the way to the first like 65K high. Fun moves. Those are the good times. Those are the good times. That's what people don't realize. Like, oh, bear market. Bear market. It's like, really, man? I mean, dude, look at the move. Look at the move from the lows, right? Look at the move from the lows. Here's the COVID dump down to 38. All right. The pullback from 20K down to 31 over here. Right? We make a run, we get halted big time at 14. But we're talking $3,800 to $65,000. And then people are going to be like, oh, we're at a bear market. It's like, it's called profit taking. People are taking profits. Took a bunch right here, right? Got down to that 28K level. Woo! 28K to 70. So you get 3,800 to 65, then 28 to 70. Profit taking. And you get another nice bounce back up to 50. Profit taking. Right? At some point, there's going to be accumulation happening. No more profit taking. And this is why we love to know where this reverse mean is at. Just like I said at the beginning of the stream, we've all been talking about for a couple months. Returns mean revert. Mean reversion happens. Price action is going to follow the returns as they mean revert, right? And we were scouting out numbers of where it could happen. Look where it happened, right at the bottom of this trough. It could have happened anywhere else at higher ranges, but it happened right here, right around 24K. Now we're in this space. This is an important time. The rest of this week, we're just going to be flat. We're going to open up below. We're going to have a pump up to like 25. And then open next week barely above the mean again. We're just going to ride this thing around. That's going to give you a little insight on really what's going on in these markets. To see how this data set reacts in that area. While people are out there using the old fucking sexy yellow 21. All right? And the 200 simple. And all that foolishness. To gauge what's going on in the market. Oh, well, we bounced on the 200. Man, that's bullshit shit. Now all we got to do is get by that yellow 21. It's a real bummer. If we reject there, new lows. It's like, I don't understand. I don't. There was one time where all of us used shit like that for trend. It is ridiculous. It makes 0 sense, right? When you realize what's really going on in these markets, all that crap is just, oh my God. It's turning the masses into just a big pool of liquidity for these algos. That's what's been going on. That's why the scam is real. We don't care what anybody says. It's obvious as hell to us. The way the things people are being taught about trading and about leverage, holy crap. It goes higher than people even realize. It always does. So who knows? Who really knows? But look at this reverse mean out in the future, right? Because we're having this little slowdown right here, starting to limp over. We want to see this thing charge. I want to see this future reverse mean. I want to see this thing back up over like 25, get it back up to 30, 40K, start moving it back to the top side. Because we all know, I was showing people this chart, and people immediately think, oh, so what? Price is going to be down here? No, that's not what that means, right? We're talking under 7K. No, just because the future of the reverse mean of log returns is down here doesn't mean price action has to come down here. This is just letting you know where the reverse mean of the log returns is at. Gives you good insight on what's going to be happening in the future with reversion, especially when you can throw on a distribution projection like our projection boss, right? It took 2 months to get back in this 95.4% range. For God's sakes, I'm so sick of having this projection here, it's not even funny. I can't start one to the top side. There's nothing to start a projection on right here. You got to go down to like a daily to start a projection to the top side. Weekly though, there's nothing there. You need some strong weekly candles, in my opinion, right? Like over here, right? It's a no-brainer. We're to look at these charts and see where to start a projection. Hell, you could have started one right back here. Let me back this PB2 back couple. BTC's data set follows the returns right to the 95.4% Laplace distribution range on the weekly. What happens more time than not? You get a rejection, right? You get a rejection. So then within the same move, it finds support on the bottom side. You go back here, price action it closed. These two candles closed below, all right? We've been way above the 95.4. Right? If you start it from up here, we just got back in the last couple weeks. But from this up move, bam, mean reversion. That's why now I'm looking at the mean up here on this projection, right? This makes sense to me. Find some support and get back up into the 68.3 range. This area down here during this projection, been tested, right? We finally bounced out of there. Can we go lower? Sure. And I'll start a new projection. We start getting a new down move. I'll shit can this one. But it's like, as far as starting a projection of the top side on the weekly, I mean, there's just nothing here. There's nothing here. It's too erratic. You've got these bearish candles in here. You got a lot of wicks, a lot of indecision. So, yeah, I'm not into doing that. See here, go to the daily. Yeah, you know what? I think I did look at that. So on a daily, put this 2 more. Back to 21. There we go. Now this immediately on the daily, right? We shoot outside the 95.4. Boom. So there was a 95.4% chance on this projection that this data set was going to roll over and come back in. And now it's just hanging out above the 68.3, below the 95.4, and hanging on to the top side of the reverse mean right here. And this daily reverse mean looks a lot better than the weekly for more upside. This is just like the weekly, right? The weekly's barely above. Look, the daily now too. So regardless where this price action goes, tomorrow, the daily, we're going to be below the reverse mean, the log return. Tomorrow's going to be an interesting day. The algos are revving up. You can guarantee that something's on the horizon here. You're not just, when you're right here on the mean, be prepared. Something's going to happen. See on the 4 hour, if we got anything interesting here, I can project. Another thing on the 4 hour, right? Now you could throw one here. You could throw a projection here. But let me back this up 4. See what that looks like. Boom, boom. I mean, we see it time after time after time. This is what people don't understand about the probabilities, and they get lost. People are like, well, I don't understand it. It's in the word. It's the probability. There's probabilities that the price action is not going to close above this area and stay within this area and retest this area. It's all about the probabilities. And you literally, we've talked about this before. After you use these for a while, you don't even need it. I can look at price action and literally, probably with a 90% accuracy, tell you what level these data sets are hitting. Just because you project it so many times, you can visualize it on the chart. So yeah, 4 hour, I mean, we're just going sideways. And when we're talking about the 4 hour, I like quicker projections, right? I mean, you started here, no problem. But yeah, I'm waiting for a new trend on the 4 hour. All right, look at the entropy. There's nothing going on. There's nothing going on. Let's see, 20 minutes, same with the 90. So we're waiting to see how today plays out. That's what we're doing. Old BTC. Keep an eye on this weekly range. Keep an eye, check out the rest of the day what SPY is going to do. It'll give us a little insight until tomorrow, into tomorrow. And that being said, speaking of tomorrow, I'll be back at 9 a.m. You guys have a good day, and I will talk to everybody later.
Ciao, Bella.
Yeah, see you guys, gals.